I didn't see that coming about Volt.
Tell me about it.
They definitely weren't. So what worked
Is the most...
How about you? No, never. I had just so much...
Unfortunately.
Both sound...
Yeah, they did.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous blow!
Here's a healing arm! First do it!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! Leave the ensnaring. Yeah! To me! Ignite! Prepare to be seized!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
My turn!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Everyone hanging in there?
Gotta break through! Take this! This one's all mine!
Eat this!
Here I come! Crush!
Eagle fly!
You picked the wrong fight!
Take this!
Get it! Dragon War! It's over!
Here's a healing arm!
Smash you! You're free!
Double team kill! I'm not done! Start up! You're mine! Dragon War!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Will this help?
My turn! No escape! Start up!
No! I won't give in!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Inspiration! I can do this all day!
Dragon War! It's too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up. Rising Viper!
Now, astral energy!
Say no more! Not a chance! No escape! Rising Viper! Stardust!
Watch that! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
I can feel my power growing!
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out.
Joe?
You two. Faria.
Avakir felt...
She doesn't remember a thing.
He told me about time.
What difference does it?
Stop, Cat.
Faria, not now.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged.
You're an elite tech.
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among us. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the...
Forget the Sovereign.
What's that supposed to mean?
Suffice it to say, that is, if he ever even existed.
Are you out?
There's no time to explain now.
We need to stop that.
But how do we do?
Riots feed on discontent.
At ease. That's it.
Lenegus wouldn't have a neck.
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure of Akir. You mentioned it once.
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow veterans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Doberlin Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look up there, it's Lord Doberlin!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seen to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned. Perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find real hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among them. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems...
I only pray the relief.
What you said earlier.
It's still too...
I can believe it.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir?
I'd say we've...
I have business I must... But not as your Sovereign.
But
I'm not sure yet. One in which people... Things like...
when I bumped into you after all, I feel like...
You go finish whatever it is you've got.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to...
Indeed.
The people of Eldaman and Sia can look after themselves. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread...
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul. How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall though the memories of...
Remember.
True enough.
With or without her, we should be heading... Looks like the people of Lenegus can...
In one sense, when all is said and done, I was complicit in the... And when I realized... A lord.
I think I can relate. The ability to think for... Zephyr told...
Even if it means... Or, to put it in... This Zephyr...
There's just...
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness,
Why ask me? But
So basically...
leave the path if my brother... Well then.
Peace up.
Among other, you were thinking.
I was just... It was always so infuriating. Knowing how... But now... He...
So then,
Oh, I don't... It prob...
must be that Manuel's right. A pretty.
All this... If Doha...
What do you say we check back in on the ranch? thought we'd find answers.
You can say that.
That can wait for now. We've got all the answers,
So, what
We know nothing about the...
It's also in
If we come across... What? Damn! Our course has been all...
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepted.
that's bad.
Quite bad. It's all of this stuff.
Are they trying to...
Everyone!
A flower.
But that flower looked...
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that...
If that's true, do you think the people...
Damn it! Haven't they...
The flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out...
So what?
I don't believe we're watching Dana die before...
Look, calm down!
Right.
It's still too early.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship.
No, this is...
We managed to...
It looks like Lenegis.
Do you think we might...
Perhaps.
We haven't been...
Hey!
If they wanted to...
No.
What the?
No.
Again?
Seriously. Besides,
Actually,
I guess I never really thought before long. Which isn't just...
so numb to...
It's fine.
But I can't even touch...
I appreciate... Until I get rid of you, maybe it'll be...
Yeah. How come? Yeah, but...
Staying...
still can't get over it.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana.
Still, though, I beats me.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both were, but to think that they lied to us.
Dohali.
Okay, who's the wise guy? That beam...
That's what it looked.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from...
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is...
Try to stay calm. What is it?
No, it's so much for me making...
You made it. You noticed something?
This place looks a lot...
What's that?
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise.
So it was a...
It doesn't look like it can... Tell me.
That is correct. It is unusual.
It can talk. What are you?
Hevrek
30...
Correct.
What is this place?
Before I answer,
We did not come to this place by choice.
in that case, we can assume my brethren who served the...
What do you mean, serve? Are you
What did you do to us?
I examined your bot identifiers detected. The sovereign...
Oh, goody.
Do you think we can trust...
Like it or not.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are of...
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since, as I have done so, I have also...
A question. What is this great spirit?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large...
A voice?
The voice of the great spirit speaks to our hearts directly.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be
The true ruler of Rena. It could be...
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit? I'm not sure I...
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean...
Dana's will hasn't been...
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35, even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will...
Your fear is not based in logic. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center. So thinly is that energy spread that it...
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge...
The great spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is, as a result, it has...
Is that why the crown contest...
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised that had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of...
But the ceremony failed. Lennigus was...
Correct. A change in plan was required to which... That is why we...
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest.
This is all happening...
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered...
First, it was to confirm the identity...
A request?
I wish for you all...
I'm sorry, did you...
I did.
What makes you say that?
Lennigus has entered the final stage as we speak. Dana, if nothing is done...
You're saying that it's...
We won't let...
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly?
No. My primary concern is that, as such, it is my desire to see how your...
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit.
You mean...
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk. Ask them what you need to know.
Others?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits...
Hey! Hey!
It's no use.
You can't seriously...
To be honest,
At the very least, everything it said, that being said,
A spirit...
What?
It doesn't doesn't matter.
Right.
There is one. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrick 30...
Maybe it had a reason for keeping it. Let's find out.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies.
Are you a Renan?
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. But be quick. Our subject...
What a weird... He must have meant Hevrick.
And what was that about subjects?
There isn't anyone else around here.
Have you guys lived up here in...
Yes. I couldn't we regularly go into stasis?
Why are you up?
Originally, this station was...
We heard that the facility ended up in its...
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was...
And you've been working...
Well, at first we thought that there was...
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around... As long as they don't do anything obvious...
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the red women.
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices. It's a pretty sophisticated, I have to imagine.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great...
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helgan.
You act like this didn't affect you personally.
I mean, sure, I was surprised.
Hevrick 35 is clearly...
Who can say?
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lennox?
No way. If we went back after all this time, there's nothing to be gained. Things are going... Not that it'll be around. That said, I'm sure...
Thank you for answering it. Can we talk?
Sure. It's going to...
Please, tell us what...
You mean the... Well, for... Where else?
From Rena?
Of course not. There...
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought...
Apparently not.
Please, tell us...
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally...
But if that's true...
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally...
But what need could they possibly...
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. In essence, we were created to care... They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astro... That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast art.
Let me get this straight.
Wait.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they have these tiny machines that are...
Enough!
How can you speak...
I guess I can... But if you ask me, I think if it meant their hand anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. They're also mostly the ones behind...
I see.
Does he really
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom...
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while. Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective is?
Yes. It was to use Lennigus to...
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to... Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's...
I take it the solutions to those problems were...
We have a winner! The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renaissance. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana and implemented a system...
And the crown contest...
Correct. Since the Maiden had been a new sovereign, it was such tremendously difficult work. Its success was dubious.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the first...
What about the flower that sprouted?
Flower? Oh, that, as I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy.
Hevrick 35 mentioned that this...
It is? I never thought... Are we done talking now?
He talks like the potential...
You've got to remember that...
It feels like a...
Serious.
Let's take them. I know all of it.
Agreed.
Everything that...
And to get that energy, then the Helganquil created the
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans is...
Either way, I think it's fair to say, why don't we all take...
That's a good... If the Renan Great Spirit, because it's not. So let's... Sure you...
I could ask...
I figured out.
I'll go along with...
Sounds good.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. everything we thought.
Right.
Well, if the names are...
But if Heverett 35 was
No, I don't.
Really?
Make one.
Oh, it's...
She...
I know that we're all...
What do you...
On some... But if that thing's held as for the...
How so?
Coexistent, in my case, I think so.
You kept it...
You mean about the Renans? But...
I know and...
If, even just among the Danans. I think if we can find a way...
Well, first we...
Yeah.
It's no small task.
Right. In a worst-case scenario...
And we all have to figure out how to meet Hap.
That's an...
It's true. It won't be achieved, but I think it's a good first step. And now, I think I...
You both seem awfully calm.
Only...
How are you holding up, Ringwell?
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I... But I was thinking, if Renans... Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guard...
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but even so... So I was...
Renwell.
That great spirit Dana's will feels so warm...
Now that you mention it...
Maybe.
We won't.
I still...
You're not the only...
Really?
Did you forget what happened?
It was real...
Yeah, it was.
Man,
Law.
I was too worried that was no way to... But all this talk about...
I know this is going to sound strange.
Oh?
I used to work, and when I realized... But that's when I...
In other words, if...
The thing that all I wanted...
Not every...
Huh?
It's some... Law. Forget all the...
Yeah. I'll fight...
You mean hearing...
Indeed.
It's... Even I'm still...
Let's not delude ourselves. I can only imagine.
That's just part...
To say...
When you say the other...
Correct. Even if we putting aside the untold...
So...
And at the same time, there is, and the victim...
I didn't...
Men and see there had been backlash.
But things can still change if you...
Indeed. On that note...
Oh?
I wish for you to serve as the one and...
And I...
Yes. However... Is it...
No. Relax.
You're too kind.
That's some high...
And I'll ask once again.
You don't even...
Thank you.
Well,
What about...
to be honest, right now...
How do you mean?
Because I thought I would have... It's been going on. It was Naor, how it felt.
I don't think she can... I don't think she...
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, she said that that means...
Forgive...
Yeah. If we have...
You know?
It's not... But if we can do... I'm there. I think that...
Yeah.
Well, there's...
Yes, I know.
Well, is everybody...
I am. I don't care who...
What are your thoughts, Alphen?
Like Law said, it's trying to rob that alone, but it's not only that.
You're saying there's a chance...
You're referring to the...
Yeah. And to hear Shion?
Indeed. And if Rena's great...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit?
We don't know anything for certain.
While the main...
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena...
The question is, suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena, the wedge, and...
And we only know...
Heverett 35. It wouldn't ask us to fight.
So if the Sovereign and
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins...
First they lumber you with a position you never...
More importantly, who do they think...
I just hope worst comes to worst. Lenegis is equipped with...
In any case, if we're truly...
Right.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something. You're asking us to fight an entire... You must have something.
The great astral spirit, rather, its will is derived. Therefore, if you destroy the core...
And how will we
By using... You will also need the assistant, using their powers. The maiden shall seal the great astral spirit.
Hold on. That sounds...
Yeah, killing herself to take out...
She was actually...
By my calculations, your powers combined should...
What will happen to
any matter contained...
So it really will kill them.
This method is the most...
What are our other...
There is little reason to consider all...
We don't get it. We didn't fight this...
This plan shall lead to the fewest loss. It is vital that... 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume... We have reason to believe that...
Which would make Alphen's earlier hype...
That part inside the maiden belongs to... So long as it... That is why it is necessary. Without the maiden...
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be...
Well, can't...
It is true that the Renis Alma is...
Yes!
However, considering that the Renis Alma was...
What does that mean for
Your starship will not be restored. And you...
Why you...
Fine.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if you're fine letting that... We want to stop Dana from getting... If all you're gonna do is...
Alphen.
What you say is irrational.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. I wish to see how well...
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis...
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great...
According to my observations, the astral...
So right in...
I have one more question. What will happen to Rena?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages.
Man.
Have Rec 30 fixed our star...
Excellent.
But I want to make... Remember that.
It matters little. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Heffer 35 to talk like a normal person?
Is the Renis Alma...
Shion's Fire Master. Couldn't we make...
I'm not sure.
Back in Calaglia, the blazing sword was...
Except after it... Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking...
Evrect 35 didn't mention it.
You're
You still thinking about what the sign...
I am.
You're worried about
The fact that our...
But you...
Well, even as I drink...
I'm sure you'll...
Now that I think...
I'm no saint, but you change. Thanks, of course. But we knew that when it comes down to it...
That is, in essence.
Yeah, it is. But as soon as you stereotype...
I understand what you're saying. Realistically speaking...
Even if we end up butting heads with one... If we can build a society that would...
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy?
Yes, I do. Do you still plan to...
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll...
You'll always have a home in... Well, if you have dough...
Did you just... Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate...
Don't even mention it. Don't you think that brings down a barrier? Yeah.
Hey, what?
Well, so I wanted to
Apologize?
I was being real stupid. I get why, so...
No, Law. Of course you were...
But you...
Yeah, but I think...
Believe?
Remember how I used...
Yeah, of course.
When we rescued Zeph, it was the first... Then, when it made me want to...
So that's why...
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then I...
You will?
There's no way...
That's not quite...
You...
I sensed it when we... But...
So you're saying there's a little bit of, in a way... Well, like you...
Yeah.
Effort 30, but... So thanks, Ren. To be honest, I feel like... Never mind.
No.
Saying? I don't remember. No,
Thinking?
That's not what I'm saying.
You sure you...
I can't.
Same as you. Still...
Remember when it was so simple?
Age is an age.
If I hadn't run into you, then I wouldn't have my...
Hey, Alpha.
Yeah?
If we can't find the... Like Hevrick 35 said, I need you to promise me, Alphen, that you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blade, but it's taken... Listen, we don't know what I promise you, but if it comes down to...
Okay, but you should know that I hope you can...
Alphen, okay.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah.
I remember how my thorns made any contact a mistake, but when you reached out, I don't have...
That's because I could...
Even once you could, though, but still.
You won't have to worry.
You think so?
I do, because...
No. You can tell them.
Yeah, we should...
Agreed.
Our task is relative.
We're fighting for...
Right.
Then let's go, everyone.
Repairs are...
Is that you, Hevrick?
I can...
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give...
I have unlocked...
Warp drive?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found...
Using the warp drive.
Wait.
You'll need to be careful.
So, once we reach the shaft...
We gotta go all...
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal?
The extinction as such, it would...
Can't that thing lighten up?
Well, come on.
Hold up.
You heard the lady. Get...
I have one last... As Sovereign, your identification, similarly, the Maiden lacks any identity despite this.
We exist because others...
You mean it is because of... Why have you two...
It's hard to explain. All right, time to get back on the phones.
It would appear that...
You know what that means.
I guess this means...
There's nothing here. This weird ocean...
I don't sense this world is...
Then this must be the...
You mean to tell me...
And it's covering...
This is what the Great Spirit does.
So arresting.
Back in its day, but after being robbed of its astral energy...
So the Great Spirit took everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until they're
With nothing left here to consume.
You're saying if
We can be sure that even these few...
The Oblivion, it looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
a hollowed...
What do you mean?
Come to think of it, this is essentially a world... No, because I...
Taking it looks like...
You think... So the idea is...
I'm guessing...
I already had wheeled the problem.
In other words...
Back when Shion stole...
If that's the case...
We might just be able to weaken it enough. It won't be... Question for you.
What are the world?
Yeah,
A lot will have to...
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule.
That's true.
Renan's...
If only we could see... Not diff...
It will take some...
There'll no longer...
That's where we... Imagine it. Oh,
Yeah, you're...